Hello and good morning. I am your host Vikas Thakur and you are watching Guftugu. Today we are going to discuss about the rivalry between India and China. You know already third years from state to state there is a stand up between two nations, China and India. 3 years already passed but no solution are there. For what kind of stand up is that? 50 to 60,000 of soldiers of each army are against each other to protect their territory. As Indian authorities are said, China engrossed in our territory, and now Chinese army not allowed the Indian army to patrol up to the point 14 and 15, which is perceptions of India that there is territory. Same way, Chinese are also doing that. They are pretending and block the Indian army route in Pangong Lakes, but still there is no solution, and 3 years is already passed. So currently now we have the two presidency G20 summit and SCO summit. SCO summit is now currently going on in Goa. So in my opinion, still there is no solutions for any of these solutions because China is now understands that it's a second economically power and second military power, so they can dominate India. So in this scenario, if China thinks like that, then there are no solutions for the India and China standoff. So, what is the better thing? What can India do to prevent, and what can India do to solve these kind of solutions? So, my opinion is that we have to build the international pressures on China, on the issue of Taiwan, on the issue of the South China Sea, on the issue of the expansionist mindset. So, we have to now fully try to convince and follow the American line because China is now expansionist country and he always try to capture some kind of grab salami slicing. Already, China changed the name of Arunachal Pradesh for 10 to 12 places, but in response of that, Indian government is doing nothing. So if we pretend that the China is doing something, but we pretend that the China is doing nothing, so it can't change the reality on the ground. Already Chinese encroaches in the Ladakh and 3 years passed, but still there is no resolutions. So it's a big setback for the India because someone violating the rule and now you are requesting for the meeting, but still there is no solutions for that. So we have to follow the American lines. We have to fully go into the camp of USA because China and Russia are aligned heavily on their interests. So where we have to take our interest that the USA and the Western blocs, we have to pursue fully on the G20 meetings, and we have to discuss about the Chinese expansionist mindset in the G20 meeting with Russia also. Because China is already trying to encircle India in the Indian Oceans nations like the Maldives, like the Sri Lanka. They have already built the seaports in the Gawadar. So China is currently encircling India, but India is not aware of the fact that it's a dangerous move by the China because they have the greater economic, greater military capability, but India has not so. So we have to go into the camp of United States of America. This is the fact. This is the hard ground reality. Without that, India can't match the China's. So we have to fully focus on our developing the capability, our strength, so that we can beat China in terms of the geopolitics, in terms of the geoeconomics. Reluctant policy, non-alignment policy is now not applicable in this 21st century. And you can write down my words that China never expect India rise as the second counter power of the Asia. So it's a every Indian must realize that our best interest serves in the United States camp. I'm saying because now the China and Russia is the two closest allies, and so there is no space for the India. Recently, Russia cancelled the trade in terms of the rupees because Russia wants India to pay in the yuan, so internationalizing the Chinese currency, which is not acceptable to India. Why India pays in the yuan in Chinese currency? There is no meaning for that. That's why we have to build our economy, we have to build our strength, we have to build our military, we have to build our Western democracy alliances. You know, Russia and China is not complete democracy. They are the authoritarian rules-based country. So we have to build our principal guidelines with the democracies, with the Western democracies. We have to take the help of the France. We have to replace Russia with the France because France is always supported the India cause on the basis of the Kashmir also, on the any front. We have to develop our good relation with the Japan. So my point of question is that already 3 years passed. There is already 21 round of negotiations are going on, but still there is no settlement occurs. Why? Because there is a disparity amongst the geo-economics, geostrategy, and geopolitics. Because the Chinese economy is 17 trillion, India's economy is 3.5 trillion. There is near about 6 trillion times gap in the GDP, in the military. So we have to fulfill this. How we can fulfill this? We can fulfill by aligning with the United States of America, by taking the help of United States of America in the economics as well as the military. In this way, we can put a brave front on the China. And India must realize that if you want American authorities cooperation against the China, then you have also give the help to America also when he confront with the China on the basis of Taiwan, on the basis of the Ukraine. So only taking the help is not sustainable for a long time. So this is my broad analysis for the India-China relations. I will make another video for that. Keep watching, keep subscribing. Thank you and have a nice day.